Today is Wednesday, it's the 3rd of December 2023, and I'm starting the video today without Anita. She's gone off to knitting with the Nitwits, and well, I'm off to my own devices. So I've come down to the Bougainvillea beach, which is in Cascatala, and it's one I don't know if I've ever shown before. It's one we used to come to quite often. It's only a small beach, quite secluded, and well, as you can see, there's not many people on there, though I think there might have been a few people out here earlier. Temperatures are really quite mild today. 18, supposed to be getting up to 20 degrees, but it is very windy. And just on the beach over there, you can see that's the restaurant, Bougainvillea, and it's one I used to come to have lunch sometimes. Just sat on the terrace there, overlooking the sea. Has a wonderful, wonderful view. Just in front, this is the Maricel Hotel. Quite a luxury hotel. It's open, and there's people sunbathing on the terraces over there. It's one actually that many stars have stayed at, including former President of the United States of America, Bill Clinton, and he stayed there a few years ago with his family. We pan round in the distance over there. We can see the Marivent Palace, which is where the King of Spain spends the summer. And all around here is San Agustin and Calamayor in the distance. San Agustin close to us. I'm going to have a little walk through, well, through San Agustin really. And I'm on the walkway here, just around the bend there. That will take you to Illietas. And this is the Calvia walkway, goes for miles, all the way through Palmanova, Magaluf, right on towards Santa Ponsa. But I'm going to be walking in this direction. The area to the left there is a residential area, it's Cascatala. And just this little bit, you get the magnificent views. You don't get this in many parts as we walk along, because there's properties built up along the coast. So we'll admire the views just as we walk past. So when they built the walkway, one of the things that they realised is that this beach was a little bit difficult to get down to. So they put a lift in. And I've never actually seen it being used, but I guess it does work. I don't know. But here we've got this safe promenade used by pedestrians and, well, and cyclists as well. So you do have to be aware of the cyclists. So I'm walking now towards San Agustin, so this area I suppose would be classed as the Cascatala area. And the restaurant on the beach, well, this is the access to it. They've got their own access, and there's a gate here, but the restaurant's closed, so the gate is closed. But that would have been the normal way I would have gone down to the beach in the past. Very mild temperatures today, so people are out walking, enjoying the sunshine. It's not going to last, unfortunately, and the weather predictions are that at some point tomorrow the weather's going to change, get cooler, it could even get more windy, but what's not so nice is it could rain, and at the moment that's what's predicted for Friday, for the Three Kings processions, which will be happening all over Mallorca. And we were hoping to go to in Palma. That won't be much fun if it's raining. There's even suggestions we might get a thunderstorm and hail. We'll wait and see, and we'll leave it till the last minute to decide whether we actually go down or not. It's really a shame, because they have got quite a spectacular parade of floats all planned, all ready to go. Just across the road there's a few little shops, things, and well, that's why I used to go to the Bougainvillea, because the last one, which is now a charity shop, used to be my shop many years ago when I had an embroidery business. and so it was quite convenient just to walk across the road down to the beach and have lunch down there. It's now a charity shop. Alan Graham sadly passed away a while ago, but the work of the Alan Graham Charities continued by his wife Rosemary, who we met last week, and she told us they're going to close the shop because well, the main reason for having the shop was to support the homes for refugees, and she told us that they don't actually need the money for that anymore because the government's going to take it over. Over on this side, this is the entrance to the Majorca Hotel, 5 stars luxury hotel, and while we were actually in there they decided they needed extra space, so they built some more rooms across the road, and they dug a tunnel which goes underneath this road. Quite unbelievable, isn't it? Next to that is the Zero Hotel, and that's a bit of a success story here in Mallorca. I don't know if they get them anywhere else, but the Zero Hotel and the Zero Group in general has sort of spread its wings to hotels and restaurants, and I don't know what else. Just looking over to this side, the white building at the end here used to be another restaurant that we used to come to. Had a great menu of the day. The great curiosity there though was there was a tree which was growing in the dining room. Well, something happened and that all closed down, so it's just a garage now. The roads off down to the side here just go to houses. There's no access to the beach, so no point going down there. So down here we've got like a village really, lots of shops. There's a restaurant, lots of estate agents and other shops down here.
Before it was another cross,
We're still actually in Calvia here, which is why we've still got the walkway that I'm on now. But we're coming to the border of Calvia and Palma, and that's a sudden change in the walkway. The walkway ends and we just get onto a regular pavement. Just down here, easily missed and full of graffiti, is access. You can actually get down to the sea down there. I'm a bit pushed for time today, so I'll have to leave that for another occasion, but you can get right down to the sea. I'm guessing it's quite windy down there. Over the years, quite a few changes. The shop on the corner there, which is now groceries, used to be the paper shop, which is now shrunk to be just the little shop next door. And then a lot of work going on where they've demolished a hotel that was there, and now they're rebuilding it. Anita used to go there to the swimming pool, and during the summer camp we used to take the children swimming to that hotel from the school. Before we carry on, I'll just swing this way, because here we have the yacht club. It used to be called the Royal. I don't know how come they've lost the Royal. Calanova Yacht Club. King of Spain, Juan Carlos in those days, used to come here and do his sailing. It's only a small yacht marina, and only has therefore fairly small craft. It does have a nice restaurant at the other end there, and a nice terrace, which we were at a few weeks ago for the cancer support group. They had a charity, one of the very first of the Christmas fairs was held on the terrace in the distance over there. Just carry on this way, because across the road from here There's the Calanova Cancer Charity, and I've just been for a look around there, and really a well-stocked charity shop. Prices seem a bit more than you'd expect a charity shop in England. Certainly lots of interesting things, including records, LPs, which are on the up and up. The bar across there, the San Marino, used to be run by the same family that ran the Bougainvillea. Not sure what the situation is now. And then in Cargos is Panaderia. It's a bakery which has been there ever since we first came to the island. The place at the bottom, the building is usually referred to as the Bristol Apartments, but it's another charity shop for Calanova Charity Cancer Care. And again, I've been in there. It's really busy. Lots of stuff in there. Cafe on the corner there used to be a very special place to go for fish and chips. Haven't been recently, so I'm not sure what they do now. It's changed hands, as I think most of the places across here along this road. On the seaside there's not much to show you, so I'm just not really pointing the camera in that direction, just letting you see the buildings here. And this used to be the main road into Palma when we first came to the island. There was no motorway to get you there. The laundrette, more estate agents, and La Caixa Bank is one of, if not the biggest bank in Spain, one of the biggest banks. The car park just to the right here is the Calanova Yacht Club car park. Splendid villa there, used to be owned by our kindergarten teacher. Imagine that, that must be worth a fortune now. And the cook at the school used to live on the next villa along. The cook that used to make the school dinners. Students who used to go to BIS years ago will all recognise this area. San Agustin, this is where you'd come down from the school. The park there, well, that's, I'm going to say new, but it's not. It's been there for 20 odd years, I suppose. But it was just waste ground when we first came to the island, and the apartments behind didn't exist. Lots of familiar places, some of which have now changed their names, including the bar on the corner there. Many of the old timers will know it as Tuyo. This is now the Mojo Beach. And the beach, well, that's down here. It's only this one is the San Agustin beach. It's only really very tiny, and pretty much that's it down there, that little bit of sand. But again, it's so very close to the school that Anita used to bring children down to swim in the sea here during the summer camp. And there is a little now, it wasn't then, but there is now a little walkway that goes to the side. And I don't know if you can see, but there's some ducks down there. And a lift. Actually, when you get out of the breeze and you're in the sun, it is very warm. So 20 degrees. Anita was picking oranges this morning and it was already around 17 degrees. And that was first thing in the morning. She'd gone off to knitting, the Knitwits, and she has taken a lot of oranges for them to enjoy. I'm concentrating on the left-hand side of the road because there's not a great deal on the right. There's a sushi, and then it's more apartments on this side, so most of the shopping and things are on that side. There's Mutt Motorcycles, run by a former pupil who tells me that it's got a good business, and the Mutt Motorcycles, which I hadn't heard of until he explained to me, that they are featured in Peaky Blinders. Just up there we've got the San Agustin church. Sometimes park up there. There was no parking up there today, so actually parked further down. There's a fitness club over there next to the Eroski. Eroski's supermarket tend to be local, not the big hypermarket type supermarkets, but tend to be reasonably priced. So we tend to use, or do use, Eroski quite often. I'm just coming up to this side. There's a couple of places on this side which are now closed and gone. First one is this iron gate, which is all locked and breeze blocked off, and that used to lead down to the Nawab, and just by looking through there you can see they had a fantastic view. The Nawab was an Indian restaurant, and we used to go there quite often. And then above it was this building here, which is the old trattoria. And the trattoria closed a number of years ago, supposedly to be reformed into something else, and nothing happened to it. It's been derelict for quite a while. And just looking at the evidence of the shutters in there, looks as though it might be a place for squatters, which is quite sad. Cafes and bars are busy. It's a busy little area, this, because it's not so affected by tourists. So a lot of people do live in this area. We're on the outskirts of Palma, and so people will come here to live and then work in Palma. Rent a car with a view. It's another place that was up for sale and is now boarded up, the upper floor of the apartment there. And down here I mentioned the Zero Hotel. Well, this is their beach club, and that's down there. I'm not going to go down all those steps because I have to come all the way back up them. But they have a beach club. I guess it's all closed now because it's quite windy and rough, and not many people are going to enjoy sitting on a terrace when it's like that. And just looking at the waves, the sea looks pretty rough down there. Be good to catch some waves today. Nice and clear over the sea. Just up here, another bar. We used to come to this when it was the Zenith. A friend of ours, Adolfo, used to work here. Now Bistro 305. Across the road, fruit and veg. And on this side, another bread shop. Tahona. The bakeries. I'm only going to go up to the top, and then I'm going to be making my way back to the car because I've got a lunch appointment today. And you can see from the vehicles here, there's a bit of construction work going on. Just to my left, I'll turn the camera around in a moment. Just to my left, there's a building here tradesman's entrance by the looks of things. And this used to be the Uto Palace Hotel, and it's now been converted into apartments. Quite luxurious, I'm told, but I don't know. See if we can get a better view from further up. I haven't really noticed this before. Here's their letterboxes. It's called Bendinat Mar 303 now. This is where the work's going on. So they're resurfacing the road. We would quite often park somewhere down there, but obviously you can't do that today. Work in progress. Across the road, Shubidua, one of our favourite restaurants in this area, does an excellent shrimp stroganoff or a steak. Food's really good there, we really enjoy it. And the owner, I've known him since day one, have been on the island, I think. That's Dollis. He used to be a little bit further up the road, but the roof of the place next door, Scott's Corner, caved in, and he had to move. Building on the corner in the distance there used to be Pepe Centre, and it used to be a bar, and then behind it they had a theatre, and in that theatre used to have the MCC, the Mallorca MMC, Mallorca Music Centre. I can't remember what it was called now, but it was a little bit like a place where you could go and spend the Saturday afternoon, and people would entertain you. The big glass building in the distance over there is the local medical centre, and that is fairly new. Just pan round, you can see the old Uto Palace is nothing like it used to be. It was a very nice hotel. It was used a lot by the airlines for the aircraft staff. Stewards, stewardesses and the pilots would all come to stay here, but no longer. It's now luxury apartments. So I'm going to make my way back. Perhaps one last place to show you is now called Bon Tai. It's closed, full of graffiti, but this was always the paper shop. We used to come to get the newspapers here. Used to use this regularly. I'll keep the camera on for a bit. It's very windy now. Few places taking an extended break over Christmas, because obviously we've still got the 6th of January to celebrate, and that's actually Palma, so they also have San Agustin, which is the 20th of January, and they also have 17th, which is San Antonio, so there's lots of celebrations yet. There's blue lines here, so you have to pay. In Calvi you don't have to pay at this time of year, but in Palma you do, so you do have to know where you are and keep your eye on it, otherwise you get a parking fine. Rent a car, rent a motorbike. Can't see me on one of them. One of the first bars we ever came to here, this one was with Anita. We just started at the school, and we came and Anita asked for a tea with milk, and the bartender looked at her in a really strange way and gave her some tea, which turned out to be mint tea and milk. Can't remember whether she drank it or not. That's all a long time ago. I'm sure they'd know what we were talking about now. This is one of the parking meters. If you're parking in this area, you do have to pay for the parking. If you go into Eroski, there is an underground car park there. And there used to be a barrier, so the barrier's gone. You have to take a ticket. It was free, but you had to take a ticket. And we moved to the island in 1985. This is where we lived. We lived down at the bottom here, but up the hill to the side here, and they had an apartment up there. And this was Anita's stomping ground. So she would walk down the hill and have Lara in a pushchair and walk along here. And that's how she met our friend Yvonne and Adolfo, and we've been close friends with them ever since. This is a charity place. You can drop clothes off, shoes off, anything that might be useful, I suppose. I was talking to Rosemary, we're remarking on the fact that charity is something that is different here and has changed over the years. It's now becoming more common to see money being collected to give to those that are less fortunate. Bus stops here. Number 4 bus. She'll take you into Palma. That's an EMT bus, and we are getting our free travel this year on all the buses. So that's now being agreed and financed largely by central government. And pretty much they had to do it because some weeks ago they agreed to finance free transport for people in the Canary Islands. And so if they're going to do the Canary Islands, they should really do the Balearic Islands. Canary Islands also have the advantage of being something of a tax haven. They don't have to pay VAT over there. So that's something that has been talked about for Mallorca. That's never happened, and probably won't. The sun is feeling very powerful now. I haven't got my hat on, but I'm nearly back to the car now. Gallery on the right here. Well, I'm back now to where I parked the car, so time for me to go home because I'm going out for lunch today. Thanks very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now. Bye.